Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to spend a few words about a bunch of random things because I haven't had enough time to really spend with some new earphones, some old earphones, old ones. But first, let's run through some time-sensitive things that I ran across this morning. So the nice HCK store has the TRN V90s at 41 bucks. 41 to 42 with the mic. And if you kind of look at the graph, these things started out pretty much at 49, and I think when I first started looking at them, they were about $45, $44. Today, again, the fan exclusive thing at Nice HCK, 41 bucks. Pretty good deal if you're in the market. And kind of the next topic are the things that are being hyped, and these were hyped for a while when they first came out. Now people are saying, well, it's kind of barely better than a V80. It's kind of a side grade, a sideways upgrade, which isn't so much an upgrade. So these are kind of falling off the hype train, but if you're a TRN guy and you have a V80 and you're interested in the V90, 41 bucks is pretty good. I think I actually got them at $39 a couple weeks ago when they were a little cheaper, so you might want to wait for this trend line to either bottom out or go down another dollar or two. But ran across it. I know people are interested in the TRNs, so I thought I'd point that one out. So next, let's talk about some of the things that people were talking about this week since the last time we did a video. The Guideray GR-Is. Everyone was talking about them because the bad guy, good reviews, said these were better than the ZSXs, better than the V90s. They ended up topping out his chart in the best earphone at the moment among some of the budget ones. Problem was when you went back and looked at other reviews, there was almost none, and there's not many stores that were carrying it. You got the Linsole guys, these DD Audio guys, and AliExpress have them. They're all at $50, and I think this thing has been $50 probably since it was released. I have no idea if they are good or bad. I just know people were talking about them. I don't know. Not too convinced until more people have it in their hands and get to try it. But I wanted to point out that that's what people were talking about this week there. People also talking about something that is not out yet. And this is actually a Shozy FORM, which, of course, I didn't print out the first page, so you don't know that. So what's kind of new about this Shozy thing is, one, it's not out yet. Number two, it is a beryllium-coated dynamic driver. And that was a thing that was out a little while back. There were a couple popular ones. Was it Sennheiser? Someone had a beryllium and people thought it was a good idea. Not too many people caught on to it, but Shozy is back with one, and this guy is kind of being marketed right now. I don't think anyone really has it. It's coming out at about $75, $78 supposedly. So that was another thing that popped up this week that kind of caught my eye. I'll keep an eye on that. See if there's going to be any good reviews of good, bad, indifferent. So KZ ZSX probably still being talked about more than the V90, and probably more than the Guideray because more people have it in their hands. So I think it's kind of a safe bet that is one to put on your list. So I did want to point out that if you're in the United States, the KZ ZSX came out $59, $60, $61 originally, and then now as it's in more people's hands, you'll see people doing $58 with a $5 coupon or a % off. The Inu guys, the Inu Audio Store, who sent me the ZSXs, just went kind of straight for the $53.99. So if you're kind of looking to pick one up on Amazon, 53 is kind of about where you're going to be on that guy. but people are still loving it, still talking about it, so I'm kind of confident that that is going to be a good one. The blonde BL03, don't have it. People are still talking about it. I think it actually dropped $1. I think it's $28.49. I think maybe the difference between I think if you actually buy it on mobile, I think it's actually $27 and something. So people are still talking about it, still say it's awesome. Mine is in the mail. I got mine from the Woo Easy store, so we'll see if that arrives in the mail at some point. So that's kind of the wrap up of what people were talking about this week. So what's new for me, TFZ number 3, that came in, and the KZ ZSX came in. So that's kind of what they look like. So my first impression when I opened the box, and I haven't actually tried these yet because I just got them. You know, when you look at the pictures, like, this plate looks positively enormous from all the pictures when they zoom into it. But, you know, when you look at it, you know, side by side, it's not really much different than this is the ZSN Pro. You know, maybe it's tapered a little bit. It's kind of hard to get an exact view, but the ZSN Pro actually looks a little wider on the faceplate wide. But, you know, that was kind of my concern, was people saw the initial pictures of it like I did, and you're like, wow, that is some enormous chunk of metal faceplate. But definitely not in person. It definitely looks more tapered. Definitely comes a more tapered shape, and this isn't as wide as it nearly looks, you know, when you're looking at it, you know, at super perspective version. So looking forward to getting my hands on those. TFZ number 3s, double the price as the ZSX, double the box size. This thing kind of doesn't even fit in the view, but, you know, pay twice as much, get twice as much box. These are the carbon fiber looking ones, so they're kind of black instead of the straight silver. I probably did that because those were cheaper, maybe, or maybe I just chose it. And there's some kind of accessories in there, but yeah, these are pretty much straight out of the envelope, and I haven't touched them, but that's what they look like if you're interested in what the TFC's unboxing looks like, the number 3s. But yeah, that is a lot of box. So what I actually spent time on over the past couple of days are that away, push that away. So my Galaxy Buds, these are Samsung Galaxy Buds. I actually got these with my S10, and ultimately everyone rated them as much better sound than the AirPods, mostly because they fit in your ear. They're kind of more of an in-ear as opposed to an earbud or an earpod, like the AirPod. But the issue was they had like the worst tips. And let me see if I could open this without too much damage. Or not. So these silicone tips kind of super tiny, super flimsy, don't really grab your ear and isolate as much as they should. So I went out and got these Comply premium tips designed for the earbuds, and it's kind of important to get the ones that were designed for the Galaxy Buds, because of the charging, because of this charging thing. But you can kind of see, you know, what's the difference between the two. You know, one is super flimsy silicone, which doesn't grab or isolate at all, and then these are the memory foam Comply tips, which you're kind of used to, with the little grill on there. So my first impression of these things were pretty awesome. They kind of solved the biggest problem with the Galaxy Buds, which is If they get a little loose in your ear, the sound gets super thin. If you push them back into your ear, then everything is fine again. But I love the Galaxy Buds. They're just super convenient to have on travel, mowing the lawn, no wires, you're watching Netflix, movies. Super cool idea. So why you have to use a specific model on Comply is that these guys have to charge in the case, so you need a tip that actually fits in the case without, or it still lets you hit the contacts, and so that's why Comply has a special version just for the Galaxy Buds, and otherwise you'll see Comply has normal memory foam tips in generic sizes, but not working for the Galaxy Buds. I thought that the other ones, I think the Icon X, the Samsung Icon X's are probably similar, but yeah, see, I always thought that they're a bit shallow compared to your KZ style, which is probably a bit true, and it definitely feels that way. The Galaxy Buds always they've got this little wing that actually holds it in your ear, which is cool. I like that, but they never really, it's really hard to get them inserted deeply enough to feel like super bass. Regularly they're pretty good though. There's definitely plenty of bass there, and if you play like Lured by Royals, it'll definitely rumble a little bit, but you know, I use them more for convenience than the high quality sound, and I just love traveling with them, so I actually use them quite a bit. So that's the wrap up for this week, and next week and the next coming videos will be this guy, the number 3 ZSX, maybe the blondes if they actually show up in the mail, which I doubt it because I think they're on the slow way from China. But yeah, so looking forward to getting my hands on these and talking about these in the future. So I'll see you next time. Thanks.